everybody, welcome to Guild Chat. Guild Chat. I'm your host, Ruby, and this is the first episode of Guild Chat back in the ArenaNet studios. Thanks to all of you who joined us at TwitchCon for the first, I don't even know how many episodes of Guild Chat now. I have lost track. But we are back in for Guild Week. We're going to have 4 shows this week. So let's get started with the first one on guild halls. I'll let you guys introduce yourselves. McKenna, you're closest to me, so I'll pick on you.
I'm McKenna Murdrow. I'm a game designer on the guild team.
I'm Dara Patoska. I do the QA for guild halls.
And I'm Darren Mason. I'm one of the gameplay programmers for guild halls.
Awesome. Thank you guys very, very much. I promise that they're not going to hurt you. Thank you all for coming on for your very first live streams. I appreciate it. All right, so why don't we start with the Guild Initiative headquarters. I know players have been super enthusiastic about getting in there, and some of them have already.
Yes.
That's true.
Some people
you
are a
can
little
do
sneaky.
it legitimately.
Yes.
So, McKenna, why don't you go in and show off for us what's in there, where it is?
So if you guys don't know where it is, it's in the post-reward area of LA. A lot of people already know it's over there, but
Just in
this
case.
building, yeah. And now,
All right, so how do you get in?
you just have to, well, first you have to make a guild. We'll be talking about this panel in a few minutes, and then after that, you
My
can
guild
just,
is the best guild.
yeah, obviously. Everyone's
Everyone's
own
guild
guild is the best guild.
Yeah.
But now you can just walk up. You don't have to hack your way in. And then it loads. Yay!
Yay!
So yeah.
All right, so you're in. What's inside? It's because it's gorgeous.
Yes. Here, Dara, do you want to explain?
All right. So this is the Guild Initiative office. It is the place that guilds are going to be able to go to when they first start off, and it's going to have NPCs that are showcased if you go a little bit to the forward side, down that hallway.
This one?
Yeah, so many of the upgrades that you're going to be able to get for your guild hall, for the notary, you're going to have NPCs that are going to be lined up within this area. You'll have guild armorers, guild weaponsmiths, you'll have guild anvils to repair your gear at, you'll have the guild accommodation vendor also inside of this room, and a lot of different variations of special guild initiative
Okay,
NPCs.
so you can just kind of talk to them and see what's available and what you have to work toward?
Yes. Well,
Nice.
once you upgrade it.
Once you upgrade
So
it,
actually the upgrades that you'll be able to purchase if you kind of go forward through here, and there is the NPC that you get to talk to off to the, yep. And when you have a conversation with him, you'll be able to purchase different upgrades through him for the notary, in which case you can get those merchants and whatnot for your guild. But we don't want to show that off today.
Not gonna get.
So
You will get to see more things, just not all at once. We don't want to completely blow your mind.
Yes, but this can be your home away from home before you claim your guild hall. It's fairly large, very spacious, and it's quite nice looking. Jesse's done a lot of hard work on making this look quite lovely.
Okay, so just because you haven't gone through the expedition and claimed your guild hall, which we'll talk about in a few minutes, you can still have a place for your guild to gather in.
Correct.
Okay. Perfect.
Let's see. And then for claiming your hall, there's going to be 2 NPCs that are going to be offering you the opportunity to fund an expedition here in the hall. And one of those is Kaga, who will unlock the cave expedition for you, or the Gilded Hollow expedition for you. And then we have the Lost Precipice expedition, which is over here with Sarah Mackenzie.
So I ran through this earlier, just so I know what I was talking about, and ran through the whole claiming and expedition tree. And I was like really, really startled when I talked to her, and she was like, okay, this is going to be, it's overrun with Mordrum. Your guild is going to need to take this back. It's going to be really, really hard. And then she just took off. Wait, this is going to suck. Bye.
Yeah.
But she is there when you get to your guild hall.
Yeah. She'll meet you there.
Yeah, she clears the way for you, basically. So as you go, and she makes all the preparations. So it's like, hey, here's some money, and please go out and get these supplies for us. And then, boom, you show up at the expedition, and she's there waiting for you to help you through.
Yeah, so I did find out the hard way. It's not as scary as it looks when she takes your 100 gold and runs away.
Yeah.
It's okay. She's going to clear the way for you. So, yeah, when you get to that point, don't panic. Because I totally did. All right, so the expedition, as far as reclaiming your guild hall, It's not something that we're going to go through today because you would be here all day long, and we have way too much to show you. So I'll let you guys kind of just give a really quick overview of what's in there and what you do.
So after you talk to Kaga or Sarah, you're going to have to make your way through the jungle maps and find the entrance to your guild hall, which is actually a difficult feat in itself almost.
She does tell you where.
Yeah, she does. But you have to make your way there. And then once you're inside, you have to fight off various Mordrum. It's like a coordination challenge, so everyone has to work together with our guild. The also really cool thing about this event is we got a lot of feedback that this is a very momentous occasion, and we want as many people in the guild to participate as possible. So the event actually scales from 5 to 200-ish right now.
Nice.
So as many people as possible can participate in this and actually be there to actually claim their guild hall.
But smaller guilds can too, thanks to scaling.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah. So there's gonna be more Mordrum that you have to fight off the more people that are there, basically. And the more coordination, obviously, the more people there are, the more hard it is to coordinate. So it's the main challenge about it. There's gonna be some of those commanders you guys talked about a few weeks ago on here are in there, and then just tons of different moths or Mordrum.
They were everywhere when I was running around Los Precipices trying to claim it for my best guild. We all think so highly of our guilds. I was looking around. They were really overrunning the place, and there were Mordrum vines everywhere. They did a really good job taking over that.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mordrum. That's awesome. All right, so once you go around and you get this challenge, your guild, probably start thinking about when you guys want to claim your guild halls after hot launches now. Start planning that so you can get as many in as you can.
Yeah.
So once you complete this challenge, then what happens?
You hold a post-Mordrum.
I
obviously
did tell you to save some puns for the show. You've been sitting here waiting for that, haven't you?
Yes.
That was amazing.
You're welcome.
All right, so what does your post-Mordrum I'm going to laugh every time somebody schedules a post-Mordrum for anything now.
Excellent.
So what does your post-Mordrum consist of?
So basically what happens is you claim your guild hall, and you go into your hall, and then you get to start looking at all of the different things that you're going to be able to build. You're going to start off with a tavern, and once you finish up your tavern for your first upgrade there, you're going to have the opportunity to start with your mine. And the mine is going to start generating a material that you're going to need in order to build a lot of the other upgrades within your hall. And following the mine, you get to work towards your workshop, which also opens up a plethora of really awesome upgrades, which also includes the ability to do scribing, which is going to be our new crafting, which we will talk about later, I believe, in the week.
Yeah, I am ridiculously excited about scribing. I am really, really looking forward to that one.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah. So all of these, the Mordrum weren't super careful while they were stomping around. So you have all of these ruined buildings, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then as you progress your guild hall, you can restore those buildings, and that's how you get a lot of these upgrades that Dara is talking about. And you'll need lots of materials to actually get these buildings back up in shape. Because,
it's a good chance for your guilds to pitch in, and everybody. Oh gosh, thanks for pitching in. I can't not hear it anymore. But it is a good chance for all of your guildmates to start pitching in materials and contributing to the guild bank. Am I right? I was kind of throwing that out there, hoping, because it seems like the point, but I have deliberately remained unspoiled on a lot of this. So I could let you guys tell
you're
me.
asking about the Treasury.
Kind of.
Yes. All right. So as many of you guys know, we already have that guild bank system, which allows all of you to donate things into your banks and share that amongst yourselves. Well, we are also including a new system called the Guild Treasury. And how the Guild Treasury works is that people are able to donate their items that they have been gathering and collecting and place it into a massive guild storage that only the guild system can withdraw the items from. It will only allow you to donate the materials that can actively upgrade your hall. So say you need 100 apples to make something in the marketplace. And maybe 3 of you have a couple apples each. So all of you can go to your treasury and go, I've got these apples to donate for this. Here they are. And you can put these into your item contribution. which then get in turn donated to your treasury. And then when you go to the marketplace and you go to upgrade to get whatever this apple purchases, the guild will go, oh, this guild has this many apples in their treasury, and they will directly take those apples from the treasury. So it removes a middleman in a way, so there's less people you need to be involved in holding things and then moving things over to a different location.
Right now, the NPC that gives apples in games is looking at this enormous horde of players running toward him, like, what is going on?
Disclaimer, there are no apples for any of the upgrades.
This is just a good example.
Yes.
I don't know why you didn't admit, like, this many Farrons.
I am actively pushing to get more Lord Farron into the game, especially in the hall.
You know what? I've already seen more of Lord Farron than I ever wanted to.
Oh, there's no such thing.
All right, so, oh gosh. I need to scrub that out of my head.
The Fahrenheit's going up in here.
Oh, man.
You're welcome.
I was not thanking you. I love you, Dara.
I love you too.
All right, so this is on the guild panel, and why don't we distract ourselves by looking at the guild main panel? That was amazing.
All right, so many of you might be familiar with how our guild panel currently works in the game, but we've made a lot of different improvements that we hope will make your guys' lives a lot more easier and a lot more it's not so tedious and difficult to move around the panel. So one of the first things that we've done is we have changed how your account guilds are going to be laid out. So you guys may notice in the screen here, next to the guild name, we have G1, G2, G3, G4, G5. And these are actually going to be your guild channels. So as you join a guild, you will have the ability to chat with those particular guilds, and you don't have to be representing them in order to be chatting in those channels. So that's going to be some information that you're going to see in your account guilds. The other thing is we've made it a lot easier for you to represent a guild or leave a guild or switch between your guilds. As McKenna just did there, she checkmarked the box next to her guild name, which allowed her to represent. And that's all she had to do. Unchecking the box would unrepresent the guild. You'll notice in the header of that guild, if you go back up one more, right now that guild name is not highlighted within the panel, but when she checkmarks it, it's going to be highlighted, and you'll notice that that means she's representing. If you want to create a new guild, all you have to do is click one of those empty slots after unrepresenting and hit Create New Guild, and then you'll just be able to enter it and make a new guild like you have currently in the game. So that panel hasn't actually changed that much there. And then if you wanted to leave a guild, you don't actually have to unrepresent. All you have to do is hit the Leave Guild button.
But we're going to stay in this guild, right?
Yeah, we're going to stay. This is the only guild we have.
It seems pretty great.
Yes.
We don't want to leave ourselves
another
with no
thing
guild.
that we've also created for you guys, and Link's not here today to talk about it, but this is something that he really has been working really hard on for you guys, is the Guild Index. Now, the Guild Index is going to be a guide that helps you guys through the guild process, especially if you're new and you're not entirely certain about all of the different elements that we're putting into the game. So we have what we call our call to actions, and anything as a call to action is usually what we are using as a step-by-step. This is what you probably want to consider doing if you want to advance in your stage for making your guild and progressing it through the game. So in this case, McKenna showed off that one of the steps is when you make your guild, make a guild emblem. Oh, that's another really cool thing, too, is you guys no longer need an upgrade to make your own guild emblem. The guild emblem is going to be available to you immediately from the start. So, McKenna, if you click up there, and she's going to just randomly pick a emblem. Dragons. Yes.
We're kind of all about the dragons right
Yes.
now.
Sure.
We are going to be adding some new emblems to the game.
Yay.
We had that recent competition going on. And so those are being in the process of being included into here, but we'll let you guys discover those when they come out.
Nice.
They look really nice. All right, so having completed that, you'll notice that in the guild index off to the side, that emblem is no longer bold. It is now fallen down to a lower requirement or reading, and it just becomes a normal entry. So later on, if you go back and you go, I can't remember what I'm doing and how to make a guild emblem. Well, all you need to do is go back to the guide and find the reference, and you can read it and continue where you left off. So these will be going, again, step by step through the whole process of making your guild and explaining the various functions that you might encounter.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Yes.
All right, so that's going to kind of guide you through so you don't get completely overwhelmed staring at the guild panel going, I have no idea what I'm doing.
Correct.
Awesome. All right, are we allowed to peek at some of the other things there on the left? Can we look at some of the other tabs?
So we might show them the guild mission, because that is one of the steps.
Yeah. We can go to guild mission right now.
Darren's like, yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Can we? Are we sure?
Yeah.
All right. So the basic desire behind the reworks of the guild missions is mostly to be more inclusive. On live right now, a lot of the missions are kind of hidden behind a lot of other upgrades and a lot of mission types which are actually really hard for small groups to do. So instead, we switched over to this the mission slot type system, where, as you can see on the left-hand side of the panel, they've got you see like there's a WWW challenge, a puzzle, and I guess that's another puzzle challenge or
challenge and then puzzle.
Puzzle, okay.
Yeah.
And you see there's some locked icons there, and those are one locked icon for every slot that you need to progress your guild to unlock. Hovering over them tells you why you don't have it yet, and mostly it's just, build up your guild hall, increase the level of your guild, but there are some other ones as well. Down at the bottom you'll see some other categories, the WWW, PvP, and PvE opportunities, and these ones are a bit special in that they have a different way of unlocking them, but you'll see that later in game. Now, we also wanted to be more inclusive to, we heard a lot of feedback of some guilds saying, well, we don't do PvE, we only do PvP. So that's where the COG comes in.
Back.
What just happened there? Did you
I think it's refreshing.
we rolled over.
Yeah.
We did.
Oh, no.
Oh.
So close the panel and reopen
Okay.
it.
Awesome.
That's
Well,
bizarre.
while she's calling that up, I want to emphasize we are starting Heart of Thorns with PvP and World versus World guild missions.
Yep.
Right.
So if you don't want PvE, we've
there
got
we
you
go.
covered now.
There you
So
go.
looks like there's a bug. I'll need to fix that.
You have 26 days. No pressure.
That should be enough. But yeah, the basic idea here is you start off right when Heart of Thorns launches. You'll start off with this preference selection, which currently is no preference, and McKenna can click on any of the other ones to say, well, our guild only wants to do PvP. And what happens is now all of these slots are on a weekly rollover, and so at the point when the rollover happens, whatever you've selected as your preference will become the new preference for your guild, and all of your missions will switch to those. And any guild that has PvP as their selection will have the same missions as any other guild that has PvP. This is, just to keep the playing field fair, effectively.
Yeah. It's important to note that for the WWW and PvP and PvE opportunities, those always stay the same. So even if you have PvP selected, your WWW and PvE opportunities are still going to stay World versus World and PvE. These ones don't change at the bottom. Those will always be dedicated to those game types. But all your easy, medium, and hard missions will change after the weekly rollover.
Yeah. So if you have no preference checked, is it just do you get a mix?
Yeah, you'll get a
Okay.
mix, and we'll also give a 10% favor bonus, favor being one of the guild currencies. So it's to encourage people to really, spread out and try new things.
So if you're open to all kinds of opportunities, you get a little favor bonus. I like that. Awesome.
And some of the other things we've added to make sure that this is, to make everything as transparent as possible. Like there's these icons, the little chest and the crest icons on in the main panel and along each of the individual slots. And basically the chests are to indicate for a player whether or not they've received rewards for that slot this week, and the crest is whether or not the guild has received rewards that week. So that way,
wow.
if the guild has completed it already, at least you know that you're still going to get rewards if your chest hasn't opened.
Oh, wow. Okay, I love it. So you can see what you've done and what you still need to do.
Yeah.
All right, and who can activate this? Is it still the way it is, just depending on what you set in your guild?
Yeah, you have a permission for whether or not you can activate the missions. And also now, technically, you can cancel the missions as well.
But why would you, really?
Well,
I know the answer. Yeah. I've clicked that button before.
Now, you'll notice there's a timer counting down right here, and this is basically each of the missions can have a cooldown on it. So most of the time, this isn't really a big thing for most people. You're probably not going to cancel the mission. Once that timer reaches 0, you'll be able to restart it again. So right now, also, yes, there's a warning to make sure you don't do it accidentally.
Sure.
But right, so now it's saying available in X number of seconds. So in a few minutes, we'll be able to relaunch that mission.
Yeah.
And mostly this is for the new the way that we were doing the bounty and trek missions. Whereas all these other missions, you're saying right away, this puzzle is for the Plains of Ashford, but the bounty and treks still are going to work like they do currently on live, where your targets are unknown until you launch the mission. And what we don't want people doing is just, start it, stop it, start it, stop it until you get exactly the combination that you wanted.
Yeah.
So.
I don't like tumult. I'm sorry. The last time our guild drew that, we spent like 20 minutes apologizing to everybody in the zone. Really sorry, you guys.
Yeah, so another important thing to talk about is for puzzles and challenges, they are now both instance missions because basically every week after the rollover, all missions are going to point, or all guilds everywhere are going to have the same missions. And so everyone's going to have the same puzzle and everyone's going to have the same challenge. And bounties and treks. But bounties and treks fix themselves because they're randomly generated. So when you click launch mission, it'll be like, here's 5 random targets that you have to kill. But for puzzles and challenges, we want to make sure that you didn't have to do guild queuing, right? Like wait for, okay, we'll let this guild go and now we'll go. So this way, now that they're instanced, everyone can just walk up, go in instantly with their guild. Another important thing to add is that you can still bring other players in with you.
Okay.
Yeah, ferry people in. So you don't have to, it's not just your guild. You can have whoever you want come in with you into the instance. But,
great.
Yeah. So, but this way, it helps prevent, guild queuing, like I said, or people just having to wait around to have to do these guild missions.
So can we give them some hints on what the PvP missions are and what the World versus World missions are?
Yeah.
Because I have it. I thought maybe we'd give it to them too.
Yeah. So for PvP missions, first I'll go over the requirements because there's quite a few for PvP. You have to be on a guild team. So that's a new thing.
Full 5?
3. Well, 3 is the minimum. So 3 is the minimum. Then 5 is max. But also some of the guild missions for PvP, they might require you to have more than one PvP guild team because they're just going to be impossible to complete unless you have 2 people playing missions or playing PvP missions at the same time.
Okay.
So there's 4 different types coming out. There's PvP Conquest, which is killing players near or on capture points. So many players, depending on easy, medium, and hard. And I guess we can explain this too a little quick because we haven't explained that yet. Easy missions are geared towards small guilds because we want to make sure we want to make sure that small guilds can still get favor. It's really important to making your guild hall and progressing it. So easy is always for small guilds, and then medium and hard kind of range, obviously in difficulty and also maybe the number of people. So the ones I talked about that need more than one PvP team are usually the hard missions. So you'll probably need 2 PvP teams to do this, to do those missions. There's PvP Stronghold is another type. That one's killing the enemy lord, or winning games by killing the enemy lord and summoning so many champions during a match.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. PvP rank. That one kind of explains itself. It's just earning
Rank
so
up.
many. Yeah, earn so many experience points or PvP rank points during the time, because they're all timed missions. And then the last one is PvP win, which is obviously just winning different game modes. Sometimes it's just wins. Sometimes it's like you have to win Conquest or you have to win Stronghold.
Okay, so I have a custom arena. I can just farm these out, right?
No. Yes. The other requirements, yes. The other requirements are you cannot do them in custom arenas at all. They're only in arena game modes, unranked. And you have to start the mission before you go into the match. So you can't be like, hey, I'm winning this game mode. I'm going to start this.
Everybody in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we're going to win, so I'm going to launch this mission, and then, yay, we won.
Have one guy hovering over the button.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, as long as has started it, and then your match started after that, it will count towards
Nice.
the
Okay,
mission.
so you have to actually earn these.
Yes.
Earn them for reals.
Yes.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, wow, you guys kind of thought of everything here. Small
Yeah.
guilds, cheaty players.
Yes. Yeah.
Nice. All right, so
Especially in PvP, they're tricksters.
I actually knew the answer to that last question. I was just setting you up because I thought it would be
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
But what I don't know, so what if you have a guild with 400 people? Can we just pick easy? And is there a low-level requirement?
So some of them, let's see, I think.
I'm
So
sorry.
We
I
have
put you on the
required
spot.
players on here. Or they're
Okay.
more like, so puzzles do require 6 players. Like you cannot solve some of the puzzles in
Well,
there
yeah,
without them.
I'm thinking of opening the curtains and emoting.
Yeah, and then we have recommended players on a lot of them as well.
Nice.
But so you can do, like, as a big guild, you can do easy missions
Okay.
if you want to. But you're not going to earn favor as much. The difference is they give different amounts of favor. So this one gives 300, and then we're on random missions, so we get plus 30. Puzzles, or medium, sorry, give 400, and
Okay.
hard gives 500. Bug. Yes. So,
Okay.
But so it's more
It's there to benefit the
quicker,
little
yes. If you're a big guild and you can do the hard missions, you can earn favor a lot quicker. There's also a favor cap each week, though. So if you are, so if you're a big guild, like, you can get to the favor cap really quickly. Where if you're a smaller guild, you're gonna have to do like more missions, easy, medium, to get to that. And then there's actually an overall favor cap as well. So this is to kind of make sure that everyone is, like, the small guilds don't feel too far left behind, right? Because they
Right.
can't earn favor as quickly as bigger guilds can.
Okay. So how about the World versus World challenges?
Yeah, so the requirements, or I saw this post on Reddit too. Everyone's like, it's going to be Edge of the Mist. You cannot do any of the World versus World challenges or missions in Edge of the Mist. So,
Okay, so no, it's not going to
Yes,
be
yes.
all in Edge of the Mist. It's not going to be any in
it's
Edge of the Mist.
Yeah, just Borderlands and the center map. Words are escaping me. Names. They're hard.
okay.
Yeah. And then
You've said a lot of words, so
It's
you're
true.
allowed to lose a couple.
And then there's 5 new mission types coming out for World versus World, and one of them is up right now, is World versus World Challenge. This one, Challenge is kind of the one where it's like all the like random things kind of fall into this category. So this one's the Oasis event, collecting. For easy, you only have to collect 3 power cores and turn them in. For medium and hard, you have to turn in more power cores. Then one of the other ones is completing Obsidian Sanctum, which is like the jumping puzzle.
Yep.
Yes, that is a hard World versus World challenge, but I'm hoping a lot of the PvE people who are used to doing guild mission puzzles, because it's very similar to a puzzle in a lot of ways, except other players can kill you while you're doing it. But
Yeah, I was
details.
outraged.
Yeah.
I was absolutely outraged the first time that happened. It's like, how dare you kill me in a PvP zone?
yeah.
Can't you see I'm jumping?
But yeah, hopefully, I think that will be a cool one for a lot of people. That's one of the WoW challenge missions. Then we have World versus World Capture. This is capturing camps and sentry points specifically. This was kind of the one for smaller guilds will be able to do, right? They can go out and just kill sentries and kill camps. Another important thing to add for capture events, you're going to need at least 3 guild members there for each event when it happens, because we want to promote like actually playing with your guild, not
Right.
just like one person going out and like, I captured this sentry point.
I got it. You're
Yeah.
welcome, everybody.
Yeah. So this way, like 3 people at least in the guild need to be there for the capture ones. The next one is World versus World Capture and Hold. So it's capturing a camp, capturing a tower, and capturing a keep. Those are obviously easy, medium, hard. And you have to hold it until it reaches tier 1 in auto upgrades.
Okay.
So this is helps. I mean, it's good gameplay, but then also the new way that the Doliacs work, where if you escort the Doliacs, it makes them auto upgrade faster. So there's a lot of ways you can make that go faster too, which is kind of cool. Yeah.
Okay.
Then there's World versus World Supply Lines, which is escorting Doliacs and completing so many escort events. Again, 3 people have to be there for those escort events. And then the last one's World versus World rank, which is similar to PvP rank, and that you have to earn so much World versus World experience with your guild.
Okay, so can I spend some of my badges and use the potion to rank up? Does that count?
Currently, yes.
Okay.
But there is discussion going on right now about what is going to happen with that. But yeah.
It feels a little circumventy.
Yeah.
And I just thought of this. I'm sorry for springing that on you, but it's like, wait a minute.
Yeah. It's
I have
being
a lot of
discussed.
badges.
Yes, yeah. Especially a lot of World versus World players have a lot of that saved up. So, discussions.
Okay. And you have 26 days.
Yeah, yep.
People keep saying it to me, so I thought I'd pass along the excitement and
every
combined
day.
terror.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So that's kind of the first overall look at guilds today, and we have a whole lot more coming. What's your favorite part of what we showed off today? I'm just going to ask each of you.
Down the line.
Yeah. We'll start with Darren.
Yeah.
Darren's like, shoot! On the spots.
Yeah. And it's not something we talked about, we didn't really show, but it's actually the expedition, I think, is a really, really interesting thing to play.
There was not a good way to show that, but it's really neat. When I was trying it, I got into Lost Precipice and started looking around and realizing, the sheer scope of the guild halls, which continues hitting me over and over. We're going to look at that. We're going to look at Lost Precipice later on this week, and I guess the strategic part that you really have to do, it was a lot of coordination. And at one point, Kaga, did we decide it was Kaga?
It's Kaga.
Kaga?
Yeah.
Okay. At one point, Kaga, she's like on her loudspeaker because I was just doing it by myself. I was using a few cheaty dev hacks just to get through and make sure I knew what was going on. And she was like on the loudspeaker going, if you spread out, it will go faster. She's down there going, oh my gosh, what is wrong with you? But it was nice that it fosters that cooperation, and you guys have to work together. And when I failed, I got another chance. The air got a little more toxic because of these Mordrum vines, but I could still keep going. So if you screw up, it's not insta-death. Haha, you're gone. So I was really, really happy. I'm excited for you guys to see it when Heart of Thorns goes live. I was really happy. It seems like you guys thought of almost everything.
Well, something to throw out, too, about the expeditions is if you guys do fail the expedition, like, overall, when you run out of time, you will be able to restart the mission, because once you fund that expedition, you can just keep doing it until you successfully complete it and rescue the guild hall from the clutches of Mordremoth.
We don't make you pay 100 gold each time.
There's not a situation. There's not a situation where the NPC takes your 100 gold and, oh, too bad. Pocket that.
Well, she needed it for repair costs, apparently.
I guess. How about you, Dara?
So I'm also very similar. I like the expeditions, and I'm particularly excited about them. But I'm also really excited about the changes to the UI.
Oh my gosh.
I play on live. I have a guild that is across server, and we do a lot with our guild. And having a guild panel that is a lot more easy to navigate around, to me, is a big plus from having to basically be an officer and having to move and manipulate things. So I'm also really excited about the guild panel work.
Yeah, it looks really, and it's a lot clearer. I felt overwhelmed when I first looked, but once I took 30 seconds just looking at what was going on, okay, now I get it. I feel a little better about this. It's good as far as running you through things and explaining.
Right. Oh, one more thing I wanted to show you.
Ooh, what?
So we're not going to be able to see it on this screen because we don't have a guild that's high enough. But as a guild, right now on live, you can activate like 24-hour buffs for your guild. And you're still going to have the ability to get that through your guild in more permanent ways. such as waypoint discounts and speed increases while you're within your hall.
Whoa.
And one of the ways that you'll know that that is active is the message of the day is actually going to be scooched over to the side, and you're going to have an attributes window. And so you'll be able to see within your guild panel when those attributes are active while you're in that guild. Okay. So anything that is a Worldview Worlds consumable that's active, you're going to see in there. Anything that is in PvE, you're going to see in there. And when you guys start unlocking things like your guild music and your guild anthems, you're also going to be able to see your music selections in there. So you can figure out what song is playing, because this is really nice. Well, there you go. It's in your attributes window.
Guild music and guild anthems. We should talk about that at some point this week, don't you think?
Yeah, yeah.
That'd be a good idea.
Yeah. All right, McKenna?
So I personally, I play more PvP in World vs. World, so I'm actually more excited for those missions just because, so I don't have to play PvE if I don't want to. I mean, there's just more options too, which I think is always more fun and exciting.
I love it, yeah.
Yeah, so those missions.
Great. That was kind of where I was going to, was we have new kinds of guild missions.
Yeah.
And we're going to have them when Heart of Thorns launches. And
Yep.
it's going to be fun. I didn't know about the buff when you set it to random, when you opened up all of the options. I like that you can get more favor if you're more open to different types of gameplay.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of fun to me. All right, that was everything we wanted to go over today, but we have several more days. Jeez. I feel like I've been doing a lot of these lately. I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah,
but
it's pretty crazy.
All right, so that was everything we wanted to cover today. Thank you all three for coming in, showing this off for us.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
And we will see you guys tomorrow at noon on the next Guild Chat. Bye, guys.
See ya.